All righty. I think we're live. I got my coffee. And we'll sit here and chat. Hey, John. Just waiting for some people to come in. Twyla, Carl, Bamacam. I've got the link to the stream up there. You guys are welcome to come in and talk. Just want to sit here and hey, Nuckin. Sit here and I mean, over the course of some time, I'm realizing. I mean, I'm happy and sad at the same time. I'm seeing that a lot of with the cop watchers out there, you know, the message is getting out that people have their rights. People have the right to challenge the cops when they're contacted by them. They have the right to do that. I'm noticing that. Yeah, she'll probably be in a little later. You're welcome to come up and chat. I think I've got the description or the panel in the. I think it's pinned up top. Yeah, it's there. Anywho, I'm noticing that the message is getting out there, and I'm really, really, really happy about that. But in the same sense, I realize there's a song out there that sticks in my head, and it's actually true. Hey, Bryce, Patricia, Blue Skies, what's up? It sticks in my head that, and the song is "I Fought the Law, and the Law Won." I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that a lot here lately with cop watchers and First Amendment auditors and all that good stuff. I'm seeing these cops and the system. The system is. I just got a text for my job tomorrow. I got to respond. The system is corrupt. These prosecutors and politicians are taking it to the judges and getting it. Hang on, let me answer this text. It's my my travel for tomorrow. Anywho, they're taking it to judges and they're saying, hey, we've got to do something with these people that are coming out and hey sis, these people that are coming out and they're challenging our officers. So we got to do something with them. So if we can charge them with anything and try and ruin their lives, to try and get them off the street, and it's working. It's working. Cop watchers and First Amendment auditors are being charged and convicted.
Hold on a
and
minute.
it can't be.
Fuck.
Hi, sis. I can hear you.
Hey. Okay.
Um, they're being
Ain't nothing.
they're being convicted, and it never should happen. Um, it's getting bad out there. I mean, but like I said in the beginning, I'm starting to see a lot of videos where people are actually standing up for their rights. They're learning, and that warms my heart a lot. But I'm also seeing that these officers, these court systems, they're fighting back tooth and nail, and a lot of the cop watchers and auditors are going away because of this. Um, you know, we have families, we have jobs, we have responsibilities, and we know that what our rights are, and we get out there and we fight for the rights, and then all of a sudden you get some fucking pity ass charge that can ruin your whole life, and that it's bogus. But then once it gets into the courts, it's like you're being charged and sentenced to the maximum charges, and you're getting punished to the max. So I'm seeing that like the thing says, it's just a matter of time, and we'll all lose our constitution. Wanted to speak about what I'm seeing in law enforcement. I remember back in the day, and my sister can contest to this. Back in the day when I was younger, I respected the police, because I respected them in a way, but I also challenged them to the max. We not getting into it too much, but I grew up in a uh, how can I put it, sis? Uh, a
Very
challenging,
challenging. Yeah. Challenging life.
very challenging life, and
Yeah.
a lot of times we were on our own. I'm talking, we had to fend for ourselves. So we would be wandering the streets, and a cop would pull us over and wonder, hey, where's your parents? I don't know.
Yeah. We learned to run really fast.
Yeah, back then, back then, boy, you could just run, and some bitches can't catch you. As long as you're fast, they can't catch you.
And we
Yeah.
were fast.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd walk up to the back to a cop and slap him in the back of the head and run. I never got caught. Uh, just I'm noticing from back in the day to now, how things have changed. And then I think about, if you remember the movie where uh, I forget Bruce Willis is in a cab flying around the city in a cab, and he would say a bad word, and then the cab would say, "You have been charged 15 demerits for that bad word." Where I truly believe, I'm sure I'll never live to see that, but I believe we're heading to a similar situation to where our rights are going to be gone.
Mm.
And
Hopefully, I'm not around
That's
when that happens.
right. And I'm just seeing it, I'm pretty, how can I put it? I'm pretty, I look at things and I say, holy shit, this is going to go in this direction. Um, and 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty much right. And I just, we need to get it out there that people need to stand up for their rights, or Jesus Christ, we're going to lose them. I mean, look at what they're doing to Trump. I could care less either way, but look at the shit that they're doing there. That's just 100% um, prosecutors talking to judges, saying, let's do this, let's do that. And they wait all this time, and then next thing you know, he's charged with felonies and misdemeanors, and that's what that's how it happens with the cop watchers. I was out there for 4 years challenging, showing people what they're doing. They're doing this, and they shouldn't be doing this, but they're taught to do this. And I was just showing them for 4 years, and then all of a sudden, they come after you tooth and nail, just balls to the wall. And that's because all the prosecutors, the politicians, they've spoken to everybody. They sit down, they have dinner. How can we get rid of spit and cobra? How, what can we do? Yes, a cop can arrest him, but according to the law, we have to turn him loose because there's no judge that's going to convict him. Hey, judge, if we bring this guy before you, do you think you would be able to convict him on this, and this, and this, and this? Because he does this all the time. Don't you think that we would be able to convict him? I mean, that's the shit that happens. The corruption, and it's not good, and it's sooner or later we are going to lose our rights.
Well, let me think about it. The judges, they work for the government. The police, they work for the government. So you have the government charging the government. Why would they do that?
Yeah,
It's like self mutilation.
right,
I mean, so you have the government. People are asking the government to basically rule the government. It's an oxymoron.
right,
I mean, there's no justice either way. Because yeah, there are more cops. I think the news. I don't think there are more cops. I think the news is starting to report more about bad cops. So it's more in the spotlight, but yet they still have a really hard time because you have cops that are being charged for murder that's literally getting a sentence like jaywalking. Okay, you murdered somebody, but I'll give you the sentence as though you're just a jaywalker.
right,
I mean,
exactly.
they're getting bullshit sense every now and again. Like, and I'm saying every now and again, you get a cop like the one in Florida. They got 260 something years for sexually assaulting all them women. But like I said, that extreme sentencing hardly happens because, like I said, it's government punishing government. You
Right,
know, it's like you're going to take yourself in a back room and beat your own ass.
right.
That's nobody
Yeah,
wants to do that.
and
So
then
that's
then
why I think it is.
the perfect example. Just the other day, I heard somebody sent me something in my email. Um, a cop didn't have his lights going. This happened in Florida. I heard it somewhere. I think it's I think it was on YouTube's one of the cop watcher channel. A cop wasn't going with his lights on, hit a kid. I think the kid was mid-teen. Hit a kid, ran him over, and then left the scene. Well, I guess evidence showed he was notified by his superior. He lied 2 or 3 more times, and then finally it came out. Yeah, I did it. You know what he got? Two fucking days of paid suspension.
Yeah.
Two
Well, yeah.
fucking.
And
It's
that cop that got 260 something years, you know that he was on paid leave until the very day he was found guilty. They had him on paid leave during the whole trial and everything.
yeah.
And
That's
they fired him and took him off the pay when he was found guilty. What the fuck?
yeah. Central Florida police accountability. He says the kid was 15 years old. So apparently he has seen that video. Um, Central Florida, if you'd like, put a link up there in the chat so everybody can run over there and take a look at it. But yeah, this fucking cop only got like 2 days paid leave, and it's the corruption of everything, because they're realizing that people are realizing that we have rights, and they're challenging the police out there, and they don't like that. 100%. As soon as technology started kicking in, I was talking about the old days. As soon as technology started kicking in,
And Stacy, you can go fuck off. I got it. Fucking twat. Go ahead.
yeah. Who's my
I'm gonna
son?
pop onto your account for 1 second. Hold on.
Okay, who's my son though?
No, it's not talking about. They're not talking about you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't have a son.
yeah. They're
Anyway,
talking about somebody else in chat. They're being
now
cunts.
now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry,
Anyway,
I'll deal with it. Go on.
okay. So I talk about the old days. Back then, as technology started kicking in, the police have decided to, okay, let's use this technology. That's where back in the early 1800s or late 1800s, they came up with this thing called finger marks. And so they kicked off with that. Okay, so now we got to get everybody that comes through this system, we've got to get them fingerprinted. And then that way we can have a system to where we can match their fingerprints. Nowadays, it's facial recognition. With all the new technology, it's facial recognition. Even if you live off the grid, if you go to a store, if you're videotaped anywhere, you are in the facial recognition system. And you'll notice at fairs, at rallies, at any place where there's a gathering of 5,000 people, 10,000 people, you'll notice there is government vehicles driving around with shit on top of their vehicles, and they're taking photos of every damn buddy there, so you could go into the facial recognition system. And that's what the cops do. They're taught to use these systems, and it's against the citizens. So that's why you have to stand up for your rights no matter what. It's totally imperative that you do that, because the saying is true. If you don't use it, you will lose it. So yeah, it's hey Nuckin, if you want to come up on panel, just the link is pinned up top.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing. Them are just fucking raggedy old fucking ratatouille bitches trolls. Don't worry. Just
Yeah, I don't worry
ban
about that.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, we have to stand up and fight for our rights. The video that you put up, Betsy, I noticed I had some questions in there
Oh yeah.
with
Ow.
we had some questions in there about Central Florida. What's up?
Hey,
We had
I
some,
wasn't able to add the link on what you were asking for, but I did find the article. It happened March 6th in Palm Beach. It was an officer that failed to stop at a stoplight, wasn't on a call or anything, ran the stoplight and hit the kid on the scooter.
oh damn.
He fled the scene after hitting the kid.
And then it was like, what was it, like days later before they finally caught up with him?
Yeah, it was a few days later before they ended up catching up with him.
Damn. and see, that's, if it was me or you,
Oh,
guess what
we
would
would have
have
been
happened?
in prison.
Yeah, we'd have been charged with a felony. And this
Oh
fucking
yeah.
guy got 2 days paid a vacation.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on down here. There's been a lot of instances I've been seeing where police have been getting been doing some pretty bad shit. Police down in Miami, they had a drug ring in Miami not too long ago that got busted, and it was police and city officials, and they all got off with next to nothing charges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing that Central Florida. I've been seeing a lot of stories coming out of Florida. To be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Right?
Joey's surreal camera down in Miami just got arrested earlier today. I mod for his channel, and he put out an SOS, and I got in there, and he was in a public building, wasn't causing any disturbances, walking around, recording, and the police just started surrounding him, and then they started playing copyrighted music
Yeah.
from the movie Encanto. And
that's I noticed that trend that the cops are starting to do that.
yeah, and they even admitted it on his camera. I shared the link. I shared his video on my channel, and started texting some of the auditors around like Texas and stuff like that I'm have contact info for, and just try to get the word out. But yeah, they did him real dirty. They didn't ask him to leave. He wasn't being trespassed. He wasn't causing disturbance or anything. He voluntarily, he's like, you know what? He started noticing he was being surrounded. He's like, I'll go ahead and leave. They wait till he gets ready to step out the door to the building, and an officer runs up and grabs him by the wrist, and they arrested him. And the other officer grabbed his phone out of his hand, and he said, "Do not shut my phone off." And the cop's like, "Oh, what, you mean this?" And then goes click and shuts his stream down.
See, this is the perfect example, Central Florida, the perfect example of why I'm doing this stream. Hello, Becky.
Becky.
The cops they know that we are out there and we're making 100% a difference. They know it. We are making 100% a difference. So now it's time for them to fight back because they're losing control.
I can remember when I first started watching your channel. Shoot, it's probably been a year or two, and I've learned quite a bit from auditors like you, cop watchers like you on about what you can and can't do. Yeah,
Right.
learning how to do the proper processes of researching the laws in my own area. Granted, I don't get out much. I have 6 kids, and my wife works 2 jobs. I work a job, so I mean, it's whenever
Right.
I get a chance to get out. But I do try to support the community as much as possible. Like for the other guys that are out there on a daily basis doing this stuff, people don't
And
understand
Bryce,
it.
you are the one that is the most important because you have something to lose. There are people out there that are just doing it so they could earn money through the YouTube. I get it. But me, you, and other people out there, we have something to lose. If we get arrested and convicted, however, we should not ever be convicted because it's our rights. It's our constitutional right to do this. We should not ever get convicted. But they know, like people like me and you got children, a family to take care of. They know that if they can hem you up on any fucking thing, you're gone. But
Yeah,
guess what? The damage is already done. We've already taught. If we can teach one person their rights, then I've done my job.
yeah, and I mean that's the same thing that I try to do. I try to educate other folks on their rights as I'm learning them. I have a friend of my wife. Her husband's an actual ex police officer for the local force here in the town that I live in. Well, she is in the process of divorcing him because he was abusive. Go figure. But he had ended up leaving them and leaving her high and dry. And they have a court order that he is supposed to be giving her so much money. They have 5 kids together. He's not. He pulled all the money out of the account. Won't give her nothing. He's been going by her house and she has a protection order against him. The police refuse to do anything about it. And then she went, come to find out, a sergeant that she knows that works at the police department contacted her and said there was another officer there that had got her personal information off the David system while she was on duty and posted it all over social media.
Huh.
Then they claimed to have disciplined this officer, which they would not give her. She went up there, tried to file a freedom of information request to get the information to find out if they had actually disciplined her or not. When they told her the case was closed with IA, she gets up there and the lady at the desk at the front desk, first she was getting gaslighted by 2 female officers outside. They weren't even allowing her to go in. They go in and start talking to the lady on her behalf. Then she walks in the building. The lady starts giving her an attitude. So she immediately walked back out and she called me and she's like, hey, she's like, these people up here, they're not letting me do anything. They're just bullshitting me. She's like, can you please come up here and record this just in case they try to do something stupid? I was like, okay. I didn't have anything to do. So I went ahead and drove up to the police department. And as soon as I walked up, the female officers completely changed their whole demeanor. Yeah. I looked at him myself. First off, before you guys go any further, I was like, why the hell are you talking to her when she has nothing to do with you? I was like, this has nothing to do with either one of you. She needs to be in there talking to the proper people that she needs to be talking to. She needs to be talking to a sergeant or she needs to be talking to the IA, not you.
Right.
And I was like, she has every right to go in. I was like, second off, I want your names, badge numbers, and if you got a card, hand them over.
I think the amount of justice somebody gets depends on what's in their bank account. I believe.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree on that.
And it's a shame because I think I find that the most passionate people about something are the ones that have to work so fucking hard for everything they have. And
Yeah,
then if they spend 30 days in jail, not only do they lose their jobs that feeds their
they lose
family,
everything.
yeah, they lose every single thing. And I'm sorry, when you're a parent or when you have the support of somebody else in your hands, it's not that easy. You just can't. And some of the police officers are realizing this, and they're targeting the hardworking people that can't afford to spend a day in jail, let alone 30. And they're destroying they're destroying our ability to fight back because they know we have we have small children or families to yet that need us. And
I
you
agree
as a
100.
parent, you can't turn your back on your children, even though this means so much. That child has to mean more. And unless you have a hefty bank account, you can't. I don't think you can fight as passionate as you could if you had money, and that's a shame.
Now,
And
I've
you
noticed
know,
that trend here in Florida.
Yeah,
You got these people that's got these high end sports cars that live in a $700,000-800,000 home, hauling ass down the road doing 70, 80 mile an hour in a 40 mile an hour zone right past the cop. The cop will be sitting right there watching them do it.
yeah,
They won't go
yeah,
after them.
yeah. It's just
But
your bank
if I go,
account,
if
and
I,
it's a
if I go
shame.
2 miles an hour over a speed limit in my Nissan Armada, you know they're going to be on my ass, pulling me over, giving me whatever they could.
oh yeah, yep.
But if you look back in history, I'm 9 out of 10 times. Anytime there was change, it was always done by somebody that literally had nothing.
Yeah,
And
it was
because
the people
they're
that stood up against
yeah,
it that started this country,
yeah. In my opinion, they're the more passionate. They're in it for the 100% the right reasons. And
and
then
that's why.
you see other people just in it for just a paycheck, and it pisses you off.
Well,
Then you can't. Yeah.
That's the reason why I have so much respect for Cobra, because he's not in it to get money out of it. He's
No.
in it to actually make a fucking change for us small guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I talked Cobra into monetizing, and I told him use the money for car repairs, for bail, for
Yeah,
legal
to
fees.
put it back into your cause.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. He didn't even want to do that. But I'm like, just do it because you're gonna need it eventually. I mean, just at
and
least do that.
and I
So I
actually,
got him to do that.
she was so right. I had to use the money to defend myself.
Yep.
I can
Oh,
remember back to one of the first real serious videos I seen of you when you were
white knucking.
recording on the sidewalk there, and there was the wall in front of you, and the police were at the apartment complex on the other side of the wall.
Oh
And that
yeah,
I'll
officer,
stand right here,
that
I
officer
stand
jumped the
right here,
fucking wall
motherfucking
and went after
video.
you, man. That was one of the first major videos I had watched years where that officer jumped that wall because he had such a hair up his ass that you weren't doing what the fuck he asked you to do.
Yeah,
yeah,
I call that the I'll stand right here, motherfucking video.
Yeah, yeah, and I remember that's the first time that I met Betsy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
I
Yeah.
remember that. It's like the very first person that I got introduced into this was High Desert Community Watch.
Yeah,
Yes.
same
I
with
first started coming
Cobra.
across his videos on Facebook about 6 years ago, and I was like, okay, what's this all about? And I started, I started looking at him and watching him. I was like, holy shit! I was like, that dude's not out there, to fuck with people. He's out there to really educate people and to educate the fucking cops.
Yeah.
And he gave him shit. Just he gave him shit. If they gave him shit, he gave him shit right back. If they were cool to him, he was cool to them.
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry,
you
but I
know
find you
that's
guys the hardest. You guys try the hardest, and it's a shame. It's a
yeah,
shame.
yeah. It's because they know that we, South Central, me, several other cop watchers, were there for the right reasons, and the
Yeah.
things that we do actually teach the people the right way. And though us, we are the ones that they really want to get rid of. They know that these ones that go out there and hey, arrest me, motherfucker, arrest me, show me some, give me some drama, so I can make thousands of dollars,
Or the ones that complain that they threaten to sue every 5 seconds.
They know sooner or later that those guys will wind up in prison. So we are the ones that they want to come after the most because we are making the difference.
Yeah, they don't want change, and that's all you guys fight for is change, nothing more.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's so fucking annoying that
I've got a long line of military in my family. I never had the opportunity to serve myself. Medical issues I had in the past, they refused to take me. But my brother retired as a sergeant out of the Marine Corps. My dad was a combat engineer with the Army. My grandfather was in the Navy. My wife's grandfather was in the Navy. So, I mean, there's Navy, Army, and Marines on both sides of our family. And I've got the utmost respect for the military. Anybody that has signed a check payable with their own life to stand up for our freedoms, I've got the utmost respect for. And they are some of the worst treated people in this entire country.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm doing this and I'm so glad that you popped up here because I have been watching your videos. I'm sure you've seen some of the comments that I put in there. And you are doing it the right way and for the right reasons. And I respect 100% anybody that goes out there and does that because I know, like my sister used to tell me, she knows my my demeanor, and that cop that you saw that came up to me, normally if I was a single person, I would have hurt that motherfucker bad.
Oh yeah.
But see, I'm the same way. I've got a very explosive temper, and it's taken a lot for me to get that under control. But when I know something's dead wrong, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. When I know somebody's dead wrong on something and I know they're lying through their teeth, something deep down inside of me will not let me shut up. I open my mouth and I look them dead in the eyes and I call bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I've been that way my entire life. A lot of my family disowned me because I would call them out.
But all of us are alike. All of us, all of disciplines, all of us, we're all exactly alike. And I'm like, when Cobra wanted to bring me into this, I didn't know what it was. I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. He's like, well, here's some links. Go watch the videos. I want to do that. And I'm like, there's no way you're going to go to prison. You're going to hurt you because we don't take crap. People don't understand. If you fuck with us, if you call us out and you're in our face, we're on your shit. We will. Yeah. We have a very explosive temper, and I'm like, you're going to go to prison. There's no way you can do that.
That's the same way I am. I just turned 38 this month, but I'm the type of person where if I know it's right, my dad has always taught me growing up, what right is right and what's wrong is wrong. There is no in between. There's no gray areas. If you know it's right, you stand the fuck up, regardless if you're the only one standing alone. You still stand up.
Exactly. When I started watching High Desert Community Watch's videos, I said, "Yeah, man, there's some corrupt police out there. Guess what? The police here aren't." And then I called him on the telephone. He actually gave me his number, and I called him on the telephone. He says,
"Same thing with me,
Cobra." He says, "Take time to go out there and actually watch them, and you'll be freaking surprised." And I did. I went out there and watched a couple of times without videotaping or anything, and it's like, no fucking way.
Yeah, he did the same thing with me. He gave me his number. I talked to him a few times, and he told me the same thing. He said, "Go out there, just keep an eye on them. Just sit back to where they don't know you're there and watch them."
Yeah.
He said, once they know you're there, they won't do as much. But he said, sit back and make them believe that nobody's watching them and see what happens.
Right.
With
And
Cobra doing that, he has been able to control his temper more, which
Yeah.
I really didn't think. I'm like, you're going to be arrested the very first day because the cop's going to say something, and you're going to put your nose right to. I mean, because we didn't give a fuck what you were wearing. If you came at us, and like I said, I can't get over, but yeah, I learned so much because I hadn't a clue. But then I started seeing the police change. And I'm like, Cobra, I mean, they got to one point where they just ignored him. And then they got a hair up their ass by certain things that were happening, and they just said, fuck all the cop watchers, and they started being
talking
dicks
about
again.
Officer Calderon.
Yeah. They promoted him to, he's a detective now.
Yeah, I seen that on your video.
Oh, wow.
He's the same asshole that hit you with the sign, wasn't he?
No, that was
No,
Direct D. He hit with a
Yeah,
sign.
he hit
Oh,
directly.
that was Direct E hit with the sign.
Yeah.
But that goes to show you, though, that multiple auditors, he's had that issue out of multiple people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, he's gotten
Yeah.
into my face and threatened to arrest me. But I get this look when you get into my face. I get this look, and it's the look that says, if you take one more step forward, then you are going. And I think he noticed that look because he's old enough to notice that look. He noticed that look and he backed down.
Yeah, see, I mean, that I understand that too. I get that look too. It's like, just because you're wearing a badge does not give you the authority to approach me, get in my face, regardless.
Right.
I'm going to look at you as a threat. I'm standing here with no weapons, minding my own business. You approach me, and I'm not breaking the law. I'm looking at you as an armed assailant. And I've told cops that's walked up in my yard before, I pulled a gun on them and told them, I was like, you're on private property. It's posted no trespassing. You don't have a warrant. You might want to take a step back towards the street. And they're like, oh, you can't pull a gun on a law enforcement officer. I said, buddy, I was like, at this point, you are an armed intruder. You're not a law enforcement officer. You have no lawful right to be here on my property. And I was like, besides that, I was like, you are armed.
Right.
I'm going to treat you with the same threat level you're treating me with. Right. It's ridiculous, dude, how these cops get away with this bullshit, man. I'm tired of it.
You see this? Watching all these videos, I see that people are learning their rights. The thing that really gets me, and the thing that I was working on mostly, is the profiling. These cops know that these people are scared, they're homeless, or they're out on the street, and they know that they can scare them into doing whatever they want them to do. Those are the ones that I was working on mostly. Them, showing them that if a cop comes up to you, you don't have to say a fucking word. Sooner or later, that cop is going to leave because he's got on you.
I have actually started doing that. I've taken your lead off of that. Here recently, I've started noticing the police around my local area are doing that as well. There'll be somebody standing there panhandling, not bothering nobody, not impeding traffic, anything. And I've noticed the cops will roll up on them and they'll hit the siren, their buzzers on their car. They won't get out and approach them. They'll just pull up to them, roll the window down, and say, you need to leave. Huh. Well, first off, they don't have to leave if they're not being told they have to leave. You can't just roll up and make them leave. I went up to one that it was West Melbourne. He pulled up on a man that just lost his job, had a family of 3. He was playing music, wasn't bothering anybody. Was playing music on a accordion. They rolled up on him and told me I had to leave. I looked at the guys like, look, I was like, you don't have to leave. I walked up to the cop. I said, you need to leave him the fuck alone. I was like, he's been sitting here for 30 minutes, not bothering nobody. He's playing music.
Yeah,
and you're telling him he has to leave. I was like, he does not have to leave. I looked at the cop. I said, do you have a written agreement with this property owner stating you have the authority to come on here anytime you want to and trespass somebody? He's like, oh, well, that's at the police department. I said, no, you should be able to pull that up in your computer system and furnish proof of that.
Exactly.
When you're asked. He said, I don't have to do that. I was like, bullshit, you don't have to. I was like, say, by you telling him he has to leave, you have no lawful authority without some written agreement that you can furnish proof to show him you have the authority to act on behalf of the property owner. Yep. I was like, I've been sitting here and the property owner has not walked up and told him anything. Nobody has approached him and told him he had to leave.
You know, you just said it there. You just said it, South Central. If somebody was to say, what's the first thing I need to do when I want to cop watch? I'm like, the very first thing you need to do before you even pull out a camera to film, you need to get all of your statutes, like your state, your local, what can be done and what can't be done. Yeah, you need to get the police department's policy. You need to learn. I'm sorry, you need to try to find out all of that information before you. Because with Cobra, it was all a learning thing. We learned it as we went along. What the policy was, what whatever versus state, this versus Supreme Court, whatever. Try to get as much legal information in your brain or on paper that you can, fall back on and say, well, listen, you have to do this, or this and this isn't illegal. You can't say this. That would be the very first thing I would tell anybody before even starting to film. Learn as much as you can.
I did a video.
Yeah, and if you have some money, like Becky says, try to put some money aside.
Yeah. Central Florida, I did a video down in Mesa where I knew, where I could be. So I'm walking through, and I think Betsy will remember this video that we had.
Remember.
We had to delete it.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking through the parking lot, and the cop tells me that I have to leave, and I asked the cop. I said, "Where's the owner? Did you already call the owner?" And he goes, "I don't have to." I said, "Well, this is public parking." And we was at it tooth and nail. Well, he actually went and looked at some sign or something, and then he came back and told me, "You have to leave now." And he showed me on his phone where he had the permission from the landowner was posted at the police department. He showed it to me, and then once he showed that to me, I realized that, okay, they do have that on file, and I have to leave that property. But during that time, that whole time, he was doxing me, saying my name out loud, saying my address out loud, the whole 9 yards. So I had to delete that damn video. So I couldn't put it up.
Right, internet. Internet killed TV. That's right. Print them out if you can.
But
put
that's
them on
what
cards.
we got to. That's what we got to do. Central Florida is teach these people that they have to tell you if you've broken the law. If you ask them, what law have I broken? What crime have I committed? And at that point, if they say nothing, then just stand there. I know people want to get moving. This is a fast-paced world, but take the time to just stand there and say, okay, I'll wait for you to arrest me. Sooner or later, that motherfucker's got to leave.
You know, I had, and this is another thing. I had Cobra. I designed Cobra a bit, a so-called business card, because I noticed that people were, like, uh, if the people that were the stop that Cobra was recording, the people had a right to the video, and the video might could have helped them out of a situation. So I'm like, go get these business cards printed up and how they can reach you by email or whatever. And that way, if you come across somebody that might benefit from the video you just took, hand them your card and say, the video's on my channel, and you are more than welcome to use it in your defense. I think that's something that all their cop watchers should have ready also, is some way, because you never know what you have on video, and you never know, you might actually be saving a life, or you might be able to show where the cop did wrong in court for that person. So yeah,
Exactly.
I'm like,
Exactly.
find a way to, to give the people something that if they need your video, they can use it in court.
Right. I can
Yeah.
only do this for another 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this has been so helpful. I wish
Yeah.
we'd been able to hear something like this when we started.
But, Central Florida, we have to continue to support and get out there, the ones like us who are doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
Just support them 100% and hope that sooner or later, Central Florida, that they don't come up with a way to hem you up.
You know what? You know what's hilarious? My dad was in law enforcement for 25 years. When he was a Marion County sheriff constable in Indiana, and me and him's gotten into several arguments over constitutional rights. And where I got him and shut him up was off of one of your videos. Some information that you had put out on one of your videos. I had pulled that information up, and I shut his mouth. And ever since then, he has not argued with me again.
Right. See, that's what people need to learn. And I've told Betsy, I've said it in live streams. A cop is only as powerful as you allow him to be.
It's sort of, but they get away with a lot.
We need to have T-shirts made up. A cop is only as powerful as you allow him to be.
I like that idea.
Yeah, unless you see a lot of dead people wearing them shirts.
Yeah, right.
My dad's always been a big intellectual type of guy. Doesn't like to be proved wrong. Acts like he knows everything. And that day, my wife had started busting up laughing when I shut him up. He didn't call me. He didn't call me for about a month afterwards.
That's
cool. Somebody's going to do that, and then we're going to see a trend with a lot of dead bodies going in the morgue with them T-shirts on it.
Well, hey, at least then you'll have a trail going back to prove that the cops are targeting people because they are wearing something they don't like.
Yeah. The best thing: do not put a fucking target symbol on that fucker, though.
Right.
I'm already fat enough as it is. I'm not that skinny of a target.
Eminem said he'd buy that T-shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
Or you could put in like small parentheses. Please use rubber bullets.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be, I would definitely probably wear one then if it said use rubber bullets.
Or get one that says, "Hey piggies, where do you think you get your authority from?" And then on the back says, "These nuts."
There you go.
Well, that would be good for the male population.
Right.
Well, no, females have testicles too. They're just inverted.
That means they have to go up there and dig for that shit. No, thank you. No, you're not digging for my testicles.
Well, I'm sure we could figure something clever out for the ladies as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Because you never
Uh,
want to give a cop a fucking target, that's for sure. So,
Right.
I don't know who this internet killed the TV is, but he's pretty smart.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't know if what he has on his channel or what have you, but I'm gonna go take a peek. So give me a minute.
There you go. But yeah, that's why I'm the type of person that I watch things and I
Oh,
analyze it, and it's like, okay, I can see where this is going. So at that point, I say, okay, I need to say something. So that's why I did this show, because we have to stand up for our rights, and people need to learn that. And I see that it is happening, but now I also see that the police
what I
are
just
fighting.
did, I don't know if you see it in chat, but I just did something. There's a
Huh?
reason why I did it. Because I figured out, I'm sorry, but my brother doesn't want your shit. I'm sorry that you might put up some interest in stuff, but I just went and found out who you are, and you're
Oh,
not
okay.
welcome in this channel. He's
There
a
you go.
pedophile, so
Ah,
no, I don't know how
Ah,
you feel about that. That's rat. I don't
absolutely.
know. I'm sorry, but
there's only one good place for pedophiles. That's 6 feet under.
so I
Yeah.
went and looked at his channel. Yeah, he has some good stuff, but yeah. So I booted him and blocked him
Oh,
because
okay.
that's that rat guy that I heard about a long time ago. He's a registered. Yeah, we won't go any further.
All right. Yeah, we'll just leave that.
Yeah,
Leave
leave
that
it
as it
there.
is.
But I know people are going to wonder why I did that.
Yeah.
When I went over and looked at his channel, I saw who he was.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, dude. I don't. Yeah, it's the stigma that you're gonna have to keep with you, and I'm sorry, but yeah.
But that's why I got you there, sis.
She's the watchdog.
Yeah,
Right.
buddy.
I am.
See,
I'm very
and she
protective.
knows. She knows. I could care less who comes up here, what they say. I'm here doing a mission to put out that vibe that
But
we
that's
need
one
to.
thing he won't tolerate.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
it also goes down to a point too. This is your forum, and there has to be some level of respect when you come into it.
I think
exactly.
Becky knows who that is.
Oh, I bet you Becky knows who it is. I bet you
Yeah,
she's already ripped their ass.
I think Becky's. I think Becky's probably heard of
I love you,
the
Becky.
rat.
Yeah, we love you, Becky.
Hey, VIC Productions. Oh, that might. I hope that's not the same one. But no, I don't think he's from Texas.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Becky is one girl that won't take shit from nobody.
Oh no, she won't. I've been on a few live panels with her. I just sit back and I laugh my ass off when she gets rolling.
Oh yeah.
I don't say nothing. I just sit back and let her do her thing.
oh, Mouse. That's who it is,
Yeah.
Mouse. Sorry. Well, I don't.
Good. Hang on, Betsy. I got to take this phone call.
All right, take it. Oh, am I muted still? Oh, I have a tendency to mute.
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know what Cobra.
No, I mean I agree with that 100%. I don't like pedophilia at all.
Yeah.
I will not tolerate that. I have kids of my own, and if somebody was to do that to my kids, I wouldn't even explain on here what I would be capable of doing to them, and I would not feel remorse.
Exactly. All right, I'm
Well,
off the call.
Beyond, you can just stop. You can just stop before I boot you.
What's that?
This other dude defending him. It must be him.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
there's no defense for that.
Yeah. Anywho, I mean, I saw a video after. I'm not turning this into his. No. Anyways,
Yeah. Anyway, I have to end this.
I appreciate you letting me come up here and jab my jaws with you, man.
Hey, I try to get on here as much as possible to let people know their rights. You know, I know there's 17 in here now, but I know over the course of the next couple of days there'll be a couple thousand watching it.
I'm just grateful that I was able to get up here and actually talk to you.
Hey, you stay out there and be strong. And like my sister told me, dude, always go home.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna.
always make it home.
Always
I-
make it home.
I'm not taking an arrest for anything.
Yeah.
I'll get them to admit that they're going to threaten to arrest me, but I'm going to turn around and walk away before it happens.
There are
Absolutely.
ways to fight. There are ways to fight.
What pisses
Yeah.
what
That way you
pisses
can fight the next day.
Yep. What pisses the police off down here so much against me, I have no criminal record whatsoever. There's nothing on my record.
There you go.
They can't pull nothing up on my criminal background checks. They can't pull nothing up on my driving record, anything.
That's
I
the
have
same for
nothing.
me, Becky. That's I don't know. That's the same as me.
That's what pisses the cops off the most is they can't when they forcefully look that up, they have nothing to hold over your head.
Yep.
Just always make it home. Your babies need you more than we. I mean the law, but you still need to. You got babies to take care of.
Well, I'm gonna hop off of here, y'all. I appreciate you letting me on here. I got to feed these kids these tacos I just made.
All right, man. I'll be over there in a little bit. Get my taco. All right, later.
Yeah, if you ever come into Florida, man, I'll make you some homemade empanadas.
Yes, sir.
I press the tortillas and everything myself.
There you go.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna end this, guys.
Alrighty.
Thanks for coming in. Poor dirt farmer, what's up? You're a little late there, brother. But yeah, I've got chores I gotta do. So thanks for coming in and
Much respect to you and Betsy. I appreciate it.
pass the word that respect your rights and earn them, keep them.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right, Cobra. I'll holler at you later.
All right. Thanks for the warning.
Y'all, y'all have a good night.
All righty.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. You don't have to say long goodbyes, fucker. Get out of here. I'm in your shit anyways. I'm putting this on 18 and over because it needs to be.